So previously, we hiked what they call the Bar Canyon Loop. Today we're going to do the original Soledad Canyon Trail. All right.
Here we go. You take it out. Okay. Ouch. I'm gonna clean this blood up so it doesn't get on my shoes. This is why we take our little first aid kit. I think I've got one back here, like a little tiny one. Alright. Oh, it's still in there. Okay.
They're all collected.
Should I put a band-aid on it, or?
No, it's gonna stop moving.
Okay. Thank you. Alright, injury taken care of, and onward we go. It's been about 5. Thank you. We were off trail, and it started getting a little too prickly for the old legs. So we're back on trail again.
see you.
Back up a little bit. Back up a little bit, please, and then zoom in. Don't use the zoom, use the 2.
Okay.
Are you videoing?
I'm trying to get it, but it's a little far back in the weeds, and I can see it, but I don't think the video is picking it up. There you are. Little desert rattlesnake. You can come on. It's far enough off the trail, it's not a problem.
Are you videoing?
Yeah.
I hear it over here.
No, it's right there. I see its head. You can come here behind me. It's flicking its tongue.
You see its head?
Yes, I see its head. It cannot strike.
Well, thank you for warning me.
Yeah, exactly.
I appreciate it. Look at that.
Here he is.
Oh, I see the head. Yeah.
Back up in there a ways.
So, say I had been bitten. I guess probably what I would have done is I would have gotten really quiet, because the bigger the crisis or the emergency, I sort of go into plan mode. I would have called 911. Would you start back towards the car and meet the emergency people, or would you just stay in the same place? Or
I think the best thing would be to have them meet you at the parking lot of the day use area. If they have to come out on the trail and get you, that's just going to add time. As long as you're mobile, you know, the complicating factor with any of the diamondbacks is that they tend to cause a loss of mobility at some point. But if you can move, the best thing for you is to get profab, which is the anti-venom, as soon as possible. So it's really more a case of how long are you going to be in the hospital rather than are you going to die.
oh,
So
okay.
the key is shorten the time getting to the hospital.
So meet the emergency people.
Yeah.
What if I took my belt off and made some sort of tourniquet? Would that help, you think?
The best thing, old school techniques don't really work as well as people used to think they did. And so there might be some value added in slightly restricting the surface flow, but you don't want to do a true tourniquet that cut off blood to the limb. That has undesirable consequences.
Yeah.
And you're trying to walk, and that'll make it harder.
The old school way of sucking the venom out is not a viable method of survival either.
Right. So what we've learned in the last several decades is that the old technique doesn't really work. And you really do not want even a little bit of rattlesnake venom in your mouth. On the off chance that you've got a cut.
Are there any mechanisms out there for sale by which you can extract venom on the trail?
So when I was a kid and a Boy Scout, there was this kit that they sold. It was a snake bite kit, and it had these 2 green rubber cups that enclosed the whole thing, and it had a razor blade in it and a piece of ligature. And the idea was that you would, tie the ligature good and snug, and then you would lance the sights of where the bangs went in, and then you would apply these cups.
Yeah.
And you pinch them, and then apply suction to the site. You're supposed to draw the venom out, but they don't even sell that thing anymore because you're not going to get enough of the venom out. Those fangs are too long. They get down, in there, and then it gets in the lymphatic system. It's just, that's not going to work. What they've said in recent years, also, you don't want to slice, what's shortly going to be very tender tissue. So it might create an injury on top of it. What they've been saying in recent years is just get to the hospital. That's the best answer.
Okay. Sounds good to me. What if we are like 3 days in the backcountry though, and it happens?
Well, that's not good. So
you dig a ditch. I mean, you dig a grave.
that is a distinct possibility. If you fall in the category of never receiving medical attention for a rattlesnake bite,
right,
at a minimum, that's going to be a rough ride.
Right.
You may survive.
Okay.
People have. Lots of people have. That's a bird, actually.
That was a bird, and I thought it was a snake. I'm creeping myself out.
We're a little jumpy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is hypothetically survivable. It is not going to be pretty.
Right. Okay. Well, bury me on a nice hill with a beautiful stone, maybe under a tree. Okay.
With a nice view.
Yeah.
Okay.